Today we're talking with Ricky Simon, had his UFC victory last night in Jacksonville, Florida. Man, I got to say thanks for talking to me, making some time. I heard you're stuck in an airport, so we might as well make the best of it, right?
Yeah, I'm free. Thanks
Oh
for having
man,
me on, man.
so I got to ask, how's the body feeling after 3 rounds? Like, you feel good? Any injuries? You sore?
I feel great. Like this is like the first fight in recent memory that I didn't leave like feeling my crap. So I'm actually
Right.
walking around. Like I got a little couple marks, but other than that, I feel good. I'll be in practice on Monday.
Oh man, that's awesome. One thing I really loved about it was like your strategy had a lot of diversity in it. Like it wasn't just like, hey, I'm just going to go in, get the shot or just run a combination. Like it was very almost erratic with the attack. The footwork and movement was like, how did you guys work that out?
Well, we definitely set like a really my coach Fabiano Scherner and also Colin Luyama set like a great game plan. They studied Ray Borg to a T, and we were definitely prepared for what he was going to do grappling wise. But I think I shut that down early, and he kind of changed his entire approach. So we kind of had to like change the game plan a little bit, but we didn't stray too far. But I was once I saw him kind of like tucking and like he was ready just to box, he kind of gave up on shooting on me. So
Yeah.
and I realized I was like, okay, I wasn't going to take as many shots, but now that I see he's so settled into the striking game, I'm gonna he's open for the takedowns a little bit more, so I'm gonna capitalize on that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because man, you have a huge wrestling background, but like I feel like you really got to showcase the well-rounded skills, this match where it was like you kind of
Thank you.
surprised a few people. Just it really looked sharp. When did you feel like your confidence kind of pick up round by round? Like were you gaining momentum or was it just like head to head, just keep battling through?
Um, yeah, I mean maybe I was, but I was just having fun. Like overall, I felt confident like going into the fight. We put together like a short camp, but I mean it was effective, and I felt confident before, but as I think I felt like the strength difference, my confidence gained in the grappling a little bit.
How was the environment with it being, like basically it was basically like going to an Ultimate Fighter, finale where like no crowd, nobody's there. Like, did you feel any different? Were you looser, more relaxed, or anything like that?
It didn't change too much for me. Like I still got nervous as shit right before the fight, like I always do. But then once I get in there, I'm fine. So
Yeah.
it's like the same feel. It reminded me a lot of the Contender Series. It was almost exactly Contender Series because the 3 week notice, have to make the weight. I'm fighting that guy who's moving up from 25 to 35. It's like it was very similar, not in front of a crowd. So and all I was saying was like, all right, well, I still want to be entertaining, and I already kind of talked a lot of shit when I fight and I spar, but you can hear it now. So it made
Yeah.
it even better for me, I think.
Oh man, that's awesome. So when you were prepping for this and going into it, um, was there anything you're really concerned about? Because like sometimes strategically when you're matching up with somebody, it's like, man, I want to make sure I stay away from this part of their game, or like I want to stay out of that trouble. Was there anything specific like that, or was it just like, man, I'm going to run my game plan and do what I do?
But grappling wise, there's definitely like there's certain things that Ray Borg does great, and my coach Fabiano like realized that soon, and so we were in those positions every day, for the short amount of time we had, and my teammates would start in those positions, and they kind of try to set me, and so we like everything he tried, like I just kind of like was like laughing why he was doing it. I was like, oh, we prepared for that. Oh, we
Yeah.
were prepared for that one, so I felt good.
Yeah, I mean, dude, having Fabiano as your coach, like he's just such an architect of the game. Like, I mean, he really just understands like the strategy portion of it, like, and just you see that in his fighters and then you guys' team. Um, so you were basically just running the Shark Tank of the worst possible case scenarios. So it's like the real
Oh
fight
man,
couldn't be any worse than practice.
it was rough. Yeah, it was rough. I had Jose Johnson and my cousin Vince Morales just rotating rounds on me, putting me in those bad positions, and it was just I was ice bathing, and I was in the sauna and ice bath every day after practice just so I could walk the next day. But, but yeah, we were prepared though. We were prepared.
Oh man, some days you get to be the hammer, some days you get to be the nail. It definitely
But
worked out. It was a little tight on the scorecards. Did you have any thoughts? Like, did you feel like it was close, or do you feel like you just consistently outperformed?
I mean, it was a good fight, but it was not a split decision. Like I'm not trying to, I don't know, I'm not trying to be cocky or anything like that, but I mean, just from here, I watched the fights the previous Saturday, and I heard some of the scorecards being read, and I was like, are these going to be the same judges when I fight next Wednesday? Because I hope not, because they're
Right.
kind of inconsistent. And man, we're not at this level, and especially in the position I was in going into the fight. I can't be having these judges messing up like that, you know.
No doubt.
So, but I was confident that I performed enough to get the win. But
Yeah.
when they started reading the scores off, I looked back at my coaches. I'm like, oh no, what's about to happen?
Yeah, just making sure, Yeah, because I mean, it's like, dude, it was such a good exchange. You guys are both top level athletes, and I was just curious if you felt the momentum, or if you were like, man, I might have dropped that round, or like what you were feeling versus kind of what everybody felt like they were seeing. If you were running in any resistance of like, man, I was a little bit late on that piece, or kind of those little details that when you're in there that most people aren't aware of, but you are.
I felt that a little bit in the third round. I got a little conservative just because I knew I
Yeah.
was up, and I could feel like that he really wanted like a knockout. He knew he had to get a knockout to win. So I think I played a little too conservative, and I could have just kept playing my game, and I could have hit him a little bit more. But it's still an entertaining fight. When I saw it struck him, so I mean,
Oh man.
I like I said, I was pretty sure I sealed the deal, but when the refs when the judges when they were announcing the judges scorecard, I still got a little nervous.
Yeah, well, I mean, but that comes with the territory, man. But you performed well, looked good. Is there anything that was like going on strategy wise or like with you within the ring that you don't think people on the outside like would notice, any details of like I was working this specific combo or like, fake that shot? Like, was there anything that you were kind of focused on that people probably missed overlooking it?
Well, just if you see how much like how like able Borg has been in the grappling department and in the wrestling department, and able to like just like out scramble everybody, and I don't know our we were shutting down his double underhooks. We were shutting down the shot right away, and he didn't even want to initiate the grappling. So that was the game plan, and I just didn't think he was gonna like kind of abandon it that early. But I mean I think my coaches definitely deserve a lot of credit for it because we were prepared for like every shot and every submission that he was going to take.
Well, you had a great performance. Definitely appreciate you taking this time to talk to me. Is there anything you'd like to finish with?
No, I just appreciate you having me on. Follow me at Ricky Simone UFC on Twitter and Instagram if you guys can. That'd be awesome.
Absolutely, man. I hope you have a great trip home. We'll definitely talk soon.
All right, sounds good.